So I just want to do a quick course overview and go through everything we're going to cover in this course. So the first section in this course is going to be Big O. And this is a topic that you are guaranteed to be asked about in a coding interview. It's very important. And what it is a way of testing one piece of code versus another mathematically to determine which one is most efficient. So we're going to be talking about this throughout the course. So we're going to kick off the course by spending about a half hour on this topic. And then we're going to move to linked lists. And this will be our first data structure. It'll also be the first time that we start writing code. So I want to talk about the coding exercises that are throughout the course. So let's flip over to the course. So I'm going to zoom in to this constructor video up here, and you can see there's a resources tab, and I'll click on this, and there's an exercise file. And if you click on this, you can see down here that it will download. So then you just open that file up in whatever coding environment that you're using. So there are a lot of my students that don't want to download a file and import it. They just want to do it in the browser within the course. And if that's you, what you do is you scroll down to the very bottom and there's a section called Coding Exercises. So I'm going to click on this and you can see that same coding exercise for the linked list constructor is down here as well. So whether you download the file or you come down here and do this within the course, it will be the same exercise either way. You just pick one or the other. And there are dozens and dozens of these coding exercises throughout the course. So now let's flip back. So we're going to use linked list to implement two other data structures in the course. First, it will be stacks and then also queues. And then we'll also do doubly linked lists where we also have arrows going the other way. And then we'll move to binary search trees, and then we'll do hash tables, and then we'll move on to graphs. That's going to wrap up the data structure section. Then we're going to move on to recursion. And recursion is when you have a function, call itself, and then that one calls itself, and so on. Then once we finish our overview of recursion, we're going to move on to sorting algorithms. And there will be 5 different sorting algorithms. In the section called Basic Sorts, we're going to cover 3 of them, which are bubble sort, selection sort, and insertion sort. These are relatively easy sorting algorithms to write, but they're not particularly efficient. Then we're going to move on to 2 that are more difficult because they use recursion, but they are more efficient, which are merge sort and quick sort. Then once we finish these 5 sorting algorithms, we're going to circle back to binary search trees and do tree traversal. And we're going to do tree traversal 4 different ways, and 3 of those ways will use recursion. And this section will conclude the course. So we're going to cover a lot of material, but because of all of the animations that are used in the course, we can cover these in a short amount of time. And I want to emphasize, in addition to watching the videos for all of these sections, please make sure that you do the coding exercises as well. There's only so much that you can learn about coding by just watching videos. You also have to take the time to write the code. And with that, that is our quick course overview.